Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 38 of Natty and Not. We are your hosts.
My name is Alexis, and I am a bodybuilder.
Very good. And I am Mike, and I am not Natty.
You gonna say not a bodybuilder?
Well, yeah, what am I going to say? I don't know. I am not a dragon.
You're not a dragon.
Although
That
I
was a
claim
really good movie, by the way.
How to Train Your Dragon, y'all. Go check it out. Live action. It was really good.
I don't think I've ever been that excited. I sound like such a child. I don't
You
think
were
I've ever been
giddy.
excited. I was giddy.
Yeah.
I've never been like that excited in a movie theater since fucking Endgame.
Endgame was dope. Yeah.
Endgame was amazing to see in the theater, like that, like, opening weekend when, like, I mean, Hulk, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I'm saying is I don't think I've been that excited for a movie since Endgame.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair because I haven't seen you like that in I think ever
I
for a
was
movie, really.
I was so excited. It
I
was
know
so good.
it was really good. I was thoroughly impressed. I remember the cartoon, but I wasn't like I don't remember it very well. Like I remember the rough
It's been a long time.
outline of the story. So watching it in live action was actually really good. Actually, that was the first like live
Just
action that I liked. I think like genuinely liked. The other ones are like good, but I was like wouldn't watch again.
I don't even remember. Oh, I don't even know that I remember all of the live actions we've seen recently. Hold on. So Lilo e Stitch, we saw.
Yep, the Spanish one first. Oh my god, I'm such a ding dong. I ended up buying tickets to the Spanish version, and I didn't realize it.
Because it said Lilo e Stitch instead
It
of
said,
Lilo and
it's
Stitch, like,
yeah.
you're
I read it
right.
real. I read it real quick, and so I was just like, "Yep, that's the one."
We
And
get,
then
like, 30 seconds into the movie,
I think
and
the
we're like,
trailers were all in English, that sucked because the trailers were all in English. It's not like the trailers were like in Spanish, and we were like, "Oh, that's weird." No, it was like the trailers were all in English, and the movie started, and then it was like straight up
"Well."
Spanish, and we're like, oh no."
But we walked out, and then we were able to go see the English one. For a hot second, I was just like, "We can just stay. It'll be
Yeah,
fine."
you were like, "No, this is good. This is, I mean, so beneficial for the kids. We could learn another language." It's like, what the?
That one was just like, whatever. And
Are,
then what were
are,
the other ones recently? I don't even remember all the other ones recently. Oh, there was, The Little Mermaid, like, that was okay.
yeah,
That's the
Little
only
Mermaid.
other thing I could think of. It was like, whatever.
Yeah, it was good.
I
Actually,
mean,
I
it
don't.
wasn't, like, good. I mean,
Actually,
How to Train Your Dragon was good.
no, I had to
Little
change your
Mermaid
dragon.
wasn't good.
I don't remember the Little Mermaid, to be honest. Did you watch it? Did
Y
we
we
watch it?
fell as we
Uh,
okay, we
that makes
watched
sense.
it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We both fell asleep,
Yeah,
which is why you don't remember it.
I think we saw the Mufasa one. That was all right.
That
I
was
fell
meh.
asleep through that one too, and then
It was whatever.
and then I fell asleep through um
Was
or
there
no,
another one?
Aladdin. Aladdin was the other one.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
That was just terrible. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon, really, really, really good.
Enjoyed it.
But you are not a dragon. That's how we got there.
Correct. I'm not.
Mhm.
Play one on TV though. What?
Mess with the dragon.
I know. I play one in prep. Don't you cross me
Don't
in
you
prep.
fucking mess with the dragon.
Don't you cross me in
Anyway.
prep because that's when the dragon comes out. What?
Mhm.
I said that. I
You
said that,
did.
guys. So yeah. How have you been? First week, not Natty. This is probably on your list of stuff you wanted to talk about.
It is on my list of things I wanted to talk about.
I think it's
So,
the most important, I guess, most fun thing to talk about right now.
yeah, let's talk
How?
about it.
Let's talk.
So,
Yeah, walk us through.
let's walk us through. So, we all know from the last couple times you talked, I was having a really hard time hormonally post prep. Made the decision, why just cause more harm than good, not go on stage the best, blah 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 for a plastic trophy and a couple bucks. potentially not worth it, because
Right.
I knew I was going to go down that path after anyway. So moved it up, decided to focus on health.
Yeah.
I got blood work done. I finally had my appointment this week with the HRT clinic.
Right. That's
And that was
an
an
experience.
experience.
Oh, y'all, we haven't been married for almost 20
20
years.
years. It
Yeah.
was an experience. So I will say the appointment itself was interesting.
Yeah.
She went a different way with it than I thought. So I actually was on with this nurse practitioner for like an hour.
Right.
We
Looking at your
reviewed,
blood work.
looking at all my blood work. Essentially my entire lipid panel is fantastic numbers, and I didn't even go and fasted because I knew my lipids were going to be fine. Like all of like the health markers, I knew that those were going to be fine. And I was just like, I don't really give a shit if my cholesterol is slightly elevated. I went in non-fasted, had a full fucking breakfast, and my total cholesterol was like 170
Mm.
with food. So I was like, I'm fine. Anyway, went through my estrogen and my estradiol numbers, my progesterone numbers, my test numbers. Test is super low. And here's the thing with like estrogen and progesterone, it's less about what the individual numbers are and more about the ratio. Now my progesterone was like 0.1. It was
Mhm.
incredibly low, but I ended up getting blood drawn on day 2 of my period. So that is going to be time when like progesterone's the lowest.
Mhm.
And it wasn't intended that way, just that's how it happened. Timing wise of the test. So she wasn't comfortable putting me on progesterone yet. And since having the conversation, it kind of makes me annoyed because my progesterone to estradiol ratio have always been pretty okay. Numbers have always been pretty okay since I started getting bloods drawn. But I have like every symptom in the book of low progesterone across the board. I feel my ovulations are incredibly painful. I have tons of hormonal bloating.
Mhm.
I carry tons of water in that time. Like this past week on Monday when I was ovulating, it looked like I ate a turkey dinner like all day long, no matter what I ate.
Mhm.
Like it's just bad. And I can't sleep at night. And that's a huge indicator of low progesterone, higher anxiety, all that shit. And what I've learned from my coach and then other doctors online that share this is how you treat a postmenopausal or a perimenopausal women in menopause, because the hormone levels function very erratically and up and down and up and down and up and down as the body starts to go through perimenopause and all of these things are off. The hormone draw could be done and it's fine, but the hormones are chaotic and they're not stable the way they should be.
Yeah.
And so everything I've learned, it should be you treat the symptoms, not the numbers. And I didn't really like reflect on that until after the appointment when I started to like really think about like I don't think I'm happy with that outcome. So what she wanted to do was put me on 4 milligrams of test a week. Hold off on anything progesterone related. And she didn't want to give me like an estradiol patch. She actually prescribed me an like an estradiol cream that would go in my nether yaya,
Uh-huh.
and it would deliver estrogen like locally but not affect my bloods. So she wanted to give me the cream and then put me on 4 mgs of test a week. So it's like, okay, we'll start. And then she goes, let's pull bloods in 6 weeks. She goes,
Yeah.
because what she thought would happen is that raising my testosterone will pull up my estradiol level. And that we know should be true. The higher your test goes, the higher your estrogen would go to match that. She seemed to think that that would also fix my progesterone, that it would kind of follow. So
Mm.
not a horrible theory, but
Right.
also like, I don't know, didn't feel addressed, so to speak. I can
Sure.
tell you, coach did not like that.
Right. Yeah.
She was I'm like, I can't sleep. And she's like, okay, take an extra Chase Berry at night. Let's see if it does anything. And then, and I told her, no, she's like, it can only do so much. She's like,
right.
you
Over the counter
need
stuff is like it's not hormone replacement. It's
right.
Yeah.
So that's what my prescription was for now. We'll readdress with bloods again once things stabilize and this is in your system. Okay, cool. That was it. That's all she said to me. She goes, the pharmacy will call you like in a day or two to set it up. Cool. The next day I get a bill for $185 for the Estelle cream. And then like essentially a bill for their like subscription monthly program. The $150 is a monthly recurring charge for them that should cover all of my blood work, and unless something special they need to pull, they didn't specify. It should cover my blood work, my prescriptions, and any follow-up appointments. $150 a month. And I was like, okay. So I'm writing this back. I'm like, if the $150 a month covers my prescriptions, why do I have a bill for $185 from the pharmacy for the cream? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it doesn't cover the cream. It essentially covers the testosterone.
Yeah, which is huge. What the fuck? I'm
like, dude, my husband's bottle of 8 times the potency of what you just prescribed me.
Yeah.
Like $20. What the fuck?
Yeah.
150. So and we were back and forth and I was like, can you send it to another pharmacy? Because $185 is like, fuck, is that monthly? That's so much fucking money. Let me see where else I can get this. I found it on an online Mark Cuban's online pharmacy, $13.
Yeah, cost plus
$13 fucking dollars. Yeah. And you want to charge me $185?
Yeah.
Like, make that make sense. It's not just like, oh, it's $5 more through you. What the fuck ever? Who cares? That's like insane. So I'm like, can you please send it to this pharmacy? They're like, no, we have to use ours.
Yeah, they said they're like contracted or some bullshit.
They're like contracted. So I've been very argumentative back and forth, and not in like a nasty way, but like why is this all of this money? Like I can see it at like multiple sites. One place it's like $40, one place it's like $50.
Right.
Like, no.
Yep.
No. So I got really, really frustrated with them. But I said, hold on, let me step back. They're not putting me on any other hormones. Like the cream is a local cream. It's not, doesn't impact my blood work. They want the test to raise it up. So I'm like, we have testosterone. I'm not going to pay for this. So we dosed out, you mathed it.
Yeah.
And then and then like I confirmed the math.
Yeah.
That one little, what is it? 1/100th?
Basically, it's one line on a 1 milliliter syringe.
Would be my dose.
Yeah, 1 cc syringe. It's insanely, but it's because it's so concentrated.
Because it's so concentrated, right?
Yeah.
The one that they were going to give me was 50 mgs per bottle.
Right.
So it would have been the way she described it. So she wants me 4 a week, 2 injections, so 2 and 2. And she, even on hers, the syringe that they were talking about, she's like, you're only going to go to 4 lines. She's like, it's not a lot. So then you mathed it. 2 mgs for the concentration that you have is one tiny little line.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah. Like, hold on, don't give me too much. Like,
yeah.
But that's the dose.
Right.
I don't need to spend $150. Like your bottle is $20. That at that dose, that'll last me like 2 years.
At least, yeah.
Like this is insane.
Yeah.
So started that Wednesday. So according to natural standard rules, I'm no longer natural, which is fine. I made that decision.
But although you're on hormone replacement levels, not
it's truly hormone.
Yeah, it's not super physiological.
And listen, I get it. That's their rules. I don't argue with it. There are so many women though that have gone on hormone therapy for their own health, which I get it. but they don't do anything else. And then they're like, so their only choices are compete in the NPC against women who are, because there's no rules. Those
Right.
are the women that are doing whatever they wanted, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
So there are a lot of masters athletes who find that unfair. And I understand that argument, but also like I get it too. You can't, if I can get my testosterone up by like 1,000% of what it is now.
Uh,
Okay.
Yep.
I can literally raise my testosterone by 1,000% and still be within what normal range would be
right.
for a
Yeah.
woman. That's how low my testosterone is. So it's like, imagine if I was just on the slightest bit of like, right? Like I'm on 4 mgs a week. I don't know what that's going to do to my numbers,
Right.
but the slightest bit for me, I know I'm going to see changes in my
Right.
body just with that little bit. So I
Yeah.
get it. It's not fair.
Well, the
I
biggest
get it.
thing, yeah, I mean, sure, but it's like there's definitely an argument for like, hey, I'm an older athlete. It's like hormone levels for men too. That like hormone levels
Totally.
decline. Like my hormone, my test was like low considering where I was at starting in my bodybuilding career. It was like 300-400, and I think the highest it was natural was like 600, and then after I went like a couple more times after that, it was lower. It was like 300-400.
And now it breaks the charts and they won't even tell you.
Yeah. Now now it's off the charts because I'm on cycle right now, so it's way off the charts. But it's even if I wasn't doing that, I was just like there's an argument to be
I
made
know.
that like if you're just doing replacement, like true replacement, and like the test that they did on for you was pretty good. Like it measured because you got your drug test results back from the
Yeah.
OCB, and you were atypical of a steroid user, which was
I know. When I read that, I thought it was atypical of a natural user. And I was like, what?
yeah.
Their drug test results were different
Yeah.
than who the NFF uses. The NFF, it was like a 4-page report. This thing
Oh,
was just like a handful of things that they tested for.
yeah. I guess
Whatever.
just whatever they could test in your urine, right? So,
Yeah.
but it was pretty cool to see that. And then, yeah, I don't know. There's definitely an argument to be made for,
I get it. I
people
get
just
it.
doing
And
straight up
I
replacement
get it.
that want to compete, but don't want
I
to
totally,
blast.
totally. No, I totally get that. But then it does take you out of if you think about the age group as a whole, it is 100% natural for those hormones to decline. So if no one was doing it, it would be an
100%.
even playing field. So I understand the argument for it. Listen, like I made my decision. I would
Yeah.
have made this decision in 4 months. It is what it is. So
Yeah.
started on Wednesday.
Or they
Put
should just,
that
yeah.
in.
Or if you're on hormone replacement therapy, maybe they should make a new division called
Only HRT ladies.
HRT only, or men too.
HRT only.
Yeah. Otherwise known
Yeah.
as NPC natural. I know, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know what their drug tests
No,
are,
but
but
they do drug tests. I'm joking. I don't know what their drug tests are.
they
I'm being
say they
silly.
do.
I'm being
I
silly.
don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. You know what's really funny is like, okay, on the NPC Instagram, you will see they sometimes post pictures of amateur shows. Not
Yeah.
all the time, but sometimes they will, right?
Yeah.
And it's like random ass amateur shows. They will always post new IFBBs. So like when they're following like the national shows, right?
Yep.
And they always post the pros, and they'll even post the natural. I don't know if I said that already. They post the natural shows too.
Right.
I don't know that I have ever seen them post pro masters.
Unless they have their own account.
But why would you have your own account and why wouldn't
I
the
don't know.
NPC promote that? Stop it.
I don't know.
It's like literally everything else. That sucks. There was a Masters Pro event this weekend. There's not one fucking post from anything from any of those. There's posts from like other pro shows and then like the natural or the nationals.
Yeah.
but there's no there's nothing from the masters. This fuck, like, I don't get that. Why do you not like old people?
Yeah.
Dude, some of the older guys are like some of the biggest fuckers you're gonna see.
Yeah, for sure. They've been got that mature muscle,
Mm-hmm.
super dense.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Masters doesn't get
Well,
any love. I might go that route. We'll see.
we'll see
I'll
what happens. Hey, I might
be
have
in
to
the
go that route with
shadows.
you.
Yeah, so I might go that route.
I
It's
was watching
definitely an option.
we were looking at the nationals picture. So like and the people that like got their pro cards and shit today.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I think I can hang at the national level.
All
When I
right.
could like looking at those figure classes, I was like, I could totally
Yeah.
fit in right here. And maybe
The
not. Maybe I'm not really putting myself up against them. So maybe I'm seeing it.
It's hard to yeah, it's hard to tell
It's hard
too.
to judge,
It's hard to
but
judge. But
also I think I can hang.
I think you have an idea though. Yeah. No, I think you could
Not at the pro
definitely
level.
I think you could definitely compete for sure.
Not at the pro level yet. I mean, I only just started my TRT journey. Let me get a couple of months under my belt before we start talking trend. Okay. Like,
Yeah,
so
right,
let's hold on.
right. Yeah. Uh, yeah,
You've been
no,
giving me all the trend jokes this
I know.
week.
This
I
today I got in the
injected the
car.
tiniest little bit of oil, and you're like, "Do you feel it? Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, I know. I like played around. I was like, high five me, and I pretended like you like slam me through the wall. It's like, oh my god. Um, the I don't know where I was going with that. Um,
We were talking about the national
oh
level.
yeah, yeah.
I think I can
Yeah.
hang.
I see. And this I don't know if this is like a like I'm trying to be very objective and like that the classic physique for like each
Hmm.
class looked
Hmm.
very competitive. Like
Yes.
like every class, no matter the height class, it was like, damn,
Yeah.
it's
Damn.
competitive for sure.
There's a couple dams, and then there's a couple not so dams.
In women's figure
Um,
or classic, sorry.
both.
Both? No, there was like
No, you thought
I
all of them
I
were?
I thought for the most part everybody yeah, everybody was in uniform for sure.
Yeah.
I thought that like everybody looked pretty good. The guys that won for sure looked great. Um, yeah, it was super cool to see. So that's the show I'm going to be targeting next season,
Next year.
next year if regionals goes well. So
That wasn't the first. Was that the first national show?
I
No, there
think
was.
so.
I think that no, I think that was
I
that's
think
the second one. There was one before.
was it?
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. We're in June. Yeah. You're right. There was one in like Aprilish time
Well,
frame.
listen, you could do
May,
the
sorry,
one
May.
in like May and then this one, and then that's it.
No, I'm doing a
Because we're trying to
regional.
plan a vacation, bro.
Yeah, we're
And
doing
we need
regional.
July.
Yeah. No, we're doing regional, and then we're doing one nationals if I make it, and yeah,
And you get feedback and decide what to do.
yep.
That'll be fun.
I don't want to be in prep for 7 months.
Really? Why not? That's how long. That's about how long I. No, I was 6 months, but I mean, it's still a long time.
It's such a long time.
It's so much fun. No,
Yeah,
I know. Plus, when
yeah,
it gets hard, but
right.
that'll be fun. But I think it'll be interesting. So you switched up your programming this week,
Yes.
last week.
Yep. Look,
Added in some glute thrusts.
yep. So my pull
How's your
B
booty feeling?
was sore. My cheekies were sore.
Did it hurt to sit on the turlet?
Getting up, no, not really sitting. Just getting up and down, like engaging. Every
Yeah.
time I engaged was like super hard.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it's been a while since I worked my glutes, and it felt like it the day after and the couple days after, I should say.
Yeah.
So that felt good though. So changed up my pull B workout. So now it's a
Hmm.
posterior day. Basically, it's back of the legs and back,
Yeah.
and it felt really good. It was good. I hope to see some nice. It'd be nice to try to add as much tissue as possible. I don't know how much I'll be able to add before this push is over, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited though.
I'm excited.
My lower butt needs some work.
Grow your booty.
Yep. Glutes and
for your
hammies.
booty.
I need to bring them up.
Yeah. Because you're here until
August.
August, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. August, and
That's
then start tapering everything down, get healthy, get off of everything, and
just cruise till the end of the year at that point, right?
pretty much, yeah. I'm just going to cruise
Yeah.
through the end of the year. Yep.
Yeah. When you say get healthy, you're healthy. You just got labs done.
Yeah. No, I mean not healthy, but just to give my body a break.
Gotcha. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Not get it. Yeah, get healthy is wrong because I just did my blood work and blood work looked great.
Yeah, you look amazing. You don't, other than your testosterone number, you don't look like a man that takes steroids on your bloods.
Yeah. Well,
You
nuts.
look like,
Oh, on my labs, look, there were
yeah.
testosterone was off the charts.
I said other than your
Oh,
testosterone.
other than testosterone, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
bad. So yeah, besides that, yeah, everything looked pretty normal, which was really good.
Very
So a testament to the diet, plant-based diet.
testament to the vegan way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cholesterol and everything, my liver, kidney numbers that were high before, were like back in normal ranges. Like they look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
no
job, baby.
complaints. Thank you. I felt like I got a good report card.
It is like a report card. When
So
you're I guess when you're like, I was gonna say like when you're cheating, but it's not cheating. Like when you're taking like steroids and stuff, when you're like working the system, you gotta make sure your report card comes back good.
yeah, exactly. You're taxing the body. So
Yeah.
the labs came back good. So feeling nice about that. And
Nice.
yeah.
I wanted to give an update on my peptides that I'm using. So my
Oh, that's right.
BCP 157 oral to
Doing
help heal
oral
my gut, and then doing the PCB
BPC.
TB combo.
Yeah.
What B,
You keep
what did
saying
I
BC.
say?
You keep saying BCP. BPC. It's okay.
Whatever. The
Whatever.
healing one,
Yeah.
157. I know I have it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking it
Wolverine.
up. Anyway,
Wolverine stack.
the Wolverine stack. Doing an injection for that for like my shoulder and injuries. So I'm like a week and a couple days in because I got them both midweek the week before. So just over a week. And I'm noticing changes. Like I'm feeling changes in my belly,
Mhm.
which is, it's like, I can't say like it's better, but things are changing.
Yeah.
Like I'm noticing just like almost like a different feeling in my digestion, if that makes sense. And then it's changed that like in the bathroom, like I'm noticing changes in things that are happening. So obviously not healed, but noticing changes.
Yeah.
And then my shoulder still fucking hurts, but it hurts different. And like I can't explain it. It's almost like it's almost like the spot of pain is larger but less severe. So that's why I'm like, it's not like it's more or it because it's a bigger spot, but it's
Yeah.
like it's different.
Right.
So I wonder if it's like the bigger spot is like, like local inflammation from like sending of like, I don't know, white blood cells, probably not, but like red, just blood to the area, like
Right.
something's trying to heal, right? I
Mhm.
wonder if like that's what's happening. In my head, that's what's happening.
Might be.
So
I don't know. But that's good to hear that at least you're feeling something,
I'm feeling something.
right? Which so it's not.
Nothing's like
It's not.
better, but
Yeah.
like
It's not
I'm
voodoo.
noticing things.
Yeah. 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 It's not this abstract thing.
No.
You're feeling
And
it,
you
which is.
started putting it for your knee.
I did. Yeah. I started. My knee just felt weird. I think I strained it a little bit. Not. I don't remember what I did, but felt like I strained it, and then started
Mhm.
doing a little bit every day, and I'll do it for a couple weeks, see how I feel.
Good.
Nothing yet though.
Yeah. So I saw this thing on Instagram by this like one like really shredded lady who does like a lot of Ninja Creamy videos and shit and cottage cheese and a lot of stuff, but whatever. I like her vibe. She seems fun. Anyway, she posted something and all she said was, if you wanted to, you would. And that
Yep.
was it. And I
Straight.
was just like, that just like resonated so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, you're so fucking right. If
Yeah.
you wanted to do this, you would do it.
Right.
You
Was that,
want to want something, but
was
if
that
you
like
don't
their sign
actually
off?
want it, that was the whole video.
Gotcha.
Like she just was hit with that thought. So it made me think like that's so true. Um, and it was just kind of thinking what pops into your head hearing that.
Yeah, I think it's like every time, you know, you had a road or like you have a goal or at least a goal that you fantasize about,
Mhm.
it's like,
Mm.
you know, if you wanted to, you would do it. You would do the things necessary to achieve that, whatever that fantasized goal is. Um,
That's really interesting that you're using that word fantasize because you could fantasize about something, but it doesn't mean that you see it as like a goal.
I'm specifically
No, no,
talking
no.
about a goal though.
Yeah, no, no, no. But like I you fantasize about the goal, but
Right.
like you don't actually want it like in your soul. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You it's something that's like it's a fantasy. It's really cool. I could try to get that,
Yeah.
but like in your heart you don't want that. Or
Right.
you don't want it enough to like go try to get something. It makes me think just like what are we doing here? So it's like we can sabotage our own progress. We can try something because it's like new and sexy idea in the moment and this is so much fun. But then like when shit gets hard or annoying or like inconvenient, you just kind of push it to the side.
Hmm.
And it's like because you didn't really want it enough to do something. And I think that that's like especially in the world of bodybuilding, you have to want it. You have to want it with everything that you've got because
Hmm.
there's always going to be a million things to pull you away that can detract you from it.
Yeah, and it's one of the like, people have said it before. I think you've said it too. It's the most privileged sport,
Sure.
right? Because you're paying money to go do this. You are, you know,
It's incredibly
you're,
expensive to compete.
it's expensive. The commitment is like, and you're signing up to do this. And so it's just like, if you're not putting your all into it, like what a waste of resources.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Especially for a female, the suit,
So,
the
yeah.
tan, the makeup, the hair, all of that on show day.
Yeah.
But it's not even the show day expenses because the show day expenses are fucking ridiculous with how much it costs.
They're a lot. They're
And the
expensive.
and the suit and the heels and all of that. It's a coach.
Yep. Coach,
A
year
coach is
round coach.
expensive.
Coaches are expensive. Yep.
Posing coach, posing
Mhm.
lessons. That's a lot of money.
Yep. And that's not even the food, the supplements, the everything. It's
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
a lot of shit.
it's crazy. So even like, people have a goal of like, I want to lose 30 pounds, or I just want to slim down, or I just want to look a little bit stronger or whatever. And then it's like, and then they fall off. I think it's like they want comfort. They don't want to put the work in,
Yeah.
or they really aren't bothered with their current state. Their current state is fine.
Yeah. They're
And
okay
they
with it.
really don't need to make a change. They're truly okay with it. It's like, do you want to lose like that extra 10 pounds or are you just perfectly fine the way you are? And ultimately, I think a lot of times they're like, I'm just fine with the way that I am.
And that's
They don't
cool.
really want it. And that's
Yeah.
fine. But admit that to yourself.
Right. Yep. I agree. That's that statement. That's what rings with me.
Hmm.
It's just like, yeah, if you wanted to, you would.
Yeah.
Right
It's a
on.
good lesson. I like it.
Yeah. Let's get into check-ins.
I don't want to talk about my check.
All right, let's talk about my check-in because I want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about my check-in,
That's
but you
fine.
go talk about your I'll just say I had a really bad check-in. She doesn't think it's bad. It's all the hormonal shit,
Right,
and my
your body's
weight
still
is like
adjusting.
all over the place. So that's all we need to know about me.
All right. So I've been gaining weight,
You're such a big
and
boy.
I don't even care if it's water. um, but this morning weighed in 232.
Baby, you're so big.
So
Baby,
feeling
you're
really
so
good.
big.
So the past 3 weeks, and yeah, the past 3 weeks I've basically gained 2 pounds each week, which is awesome. And I haven't increased food, which is like phenomenal. So it's like I've been at these macros for like roughly 2 months, and I've
Mhm.
only seen a weight increase in the past, 3 weeks, which could be attributed to the PED increase, sure. Um, and just like for the for the increase to actually take effect,
Yeah.
and like help actually utilize more food, boost
Oh, because
boost
that's gonna
workouts.
take, yeah, because when you change the dose, it's like it takes like a good 10 days
Couple
to
weeks,
really get
yeah.
that into, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it takes
That's
2
totally
weeks.
true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so could be that. I'm also attributing some of this to getting the CPAP machine kind of mastered to a point where my
Oh,
sleep has been so much better.
that's I didn't even think of that because sleep is
Yep.
like the number. So you've got your nutrition, you've got your training. Next thing after that, sleep. If you're not
There's
getting
recovery,
good
yeah.
quality sleep,
Yep.
whether your goal is to gain or lose, your body doesn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've gotten like to the point with the CPAP now where I'm like I can put it on comfortably and fall asleep and have no issues and like everything's
Yeah, and you
good.
don't wake me up, and it's
Which
not
is
loud. I don't even know that you've got it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So it's like I'm thinking the PED increase in the sleep, I think that's where the impact is really coming from. And it's like it's one of those things where it's a delayed response because it took me a while to get the CPAP working and going and like comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's been a couple weeks since the increase in PED. So it's just like that's and saying it out loud, it's just like, yeah, that's obvious. It kind of makes the most sense. It's probably those two things.
Well, it's,
Uh
yeah, it's different factors,
without
and
the food
then
increase, which is like cool because I'm
your
sick of food.
weight loss and gain's not linear either, though.
Sure.
It doesn't just happen all the time or as steady as you want it to go. But that's really cool that though you're like all of a sudden seeing this huge, huge gain. Baby getting big.
Yeah, 232. So feeling good. Originally when I was in started the push phase, I was like, man, 230, 240 would be great. So I hit the low end of that goal.
Okay. And you
And
got 2 more months.
I got 2 more months. So but I gotta be careful now too. Like I don't want to get too like fluffy, right? So because it's not all muscle, right? That's not tissue that I'm putting on. Uh
You're still very lean.
like maybe a quarter of that is tissue. And yes, still super lean, but like just trying to be like mentally realistic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So maybe a quarter of that is tissue and the rest is water or fat. And so don't want to get too much bigger because now I think I'll start creeping in on my weight cap, which will be
Mm,
awesome, which would be awesome. But also
my
like
God, that would be,
a little dicey though, like come show day, because you're just like, or come weigh in time,
yeah.
you're just like you don't want to be on that hairy edge when you're just like, oh fuck, I gotta go try to take a shit and weigh in again. um, so yeah, getting close.
You'd have to go open bodybuilding.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't have the size for that, but
I mean,
well,
if you're over the weight cap,
yeah, I don't
then
know.
that
Then
puts you into bodybuilding, right?
I guess no, because there's it depends on.
It'd be like light. What would you be, light heavyweight?
I think well, light heavyweight is I think 198. I got to go look at the. I forget the weight classes now. I'd have to go look at it again.
Yeah, but you were looking at that at one point for your shows just to
Yeah.
like see how you did, kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Right.
How did you stack up? Everybody that did a version of the heavyweights, they all won because there's only like one of them in each class. They all won.
Yeah. Going to nationals.
It's crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, all those guys are qualified for nationals. It's funny that they split them up by like weight like that. Which I guess it makes sense because it's not necessarily like it's not heighted. So it's basically like open bodybuilding height class, essentially, not weight class, if you think about it. Because you can have class A, B, C, D, E. They don't do that, right? Isn't it just like lightweight and then
Yeah.
it's all the guys?
Yeah. They have like bantamweight and I don't know. I don't know all the classes, but yeah,
But they don't separate them by height. They just separate them by weight, right?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. There's just a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Good for you, man. Good
Yeah.
for you.
I don't think I'll be doing that, but we'll see.
You can. You should just buy a pair of trunks just in case.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get some nice booty floss.
So that would be very, very interesting to see. Well, let's see how you come in, because like you said, like a bunch of it's going to be water from all of the inflammation.
Yeah, like typically when I come off, I usually lose 3 to 5 pounds, like right off the get go.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's water weight.
Dude, push it as much as you can, because I mean, at the end of you'll be able to still bring your weight down.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about losing weight. I guess I just don't want to be in prep forever. Like maybe have to string like 2 regional shows together and then maybe
a national show.
Make a run, yeah.
Make a run. I'll hold your hand and run with you, baby.
Thank you, my sweet.
Run to national.
We're gonna make a run. But yeah, that was my check-in. So feeling really good after that. So
good.
What about wins of the week? What do you got there? You got one? You said you've been feeling strong this week.
I've been feeling strong. I have been. My my workouts are steadily getting better. I just have more stamina. I feel like I can do more. And I'm still on like my recovery sort of workouts, and they're titled Yorton Prep. So we're still doing those for one more week. So it's just like recovery before we go into deload, and then we'll go into new programming. But I don't have a ton of volume built into it. So as I'm feeling stronger, as like the weeks have been going, if I feel really good, I'm like, I don't need to do, I'll do 3 sets instead of 2. I'll do 4 sets instead of 3. All of a sudden, like, because my weights are climbing up each week, like I was doing like cable raises. And I think like 2 weeks ago, I did, I don't know, like a set at like 77, 88, and the 99. And then like this week, I'm like, let me start at the 99. And I did 3 sets at 99. So it's like my weights are going up.
Nice.
I'm getting a lot stronger. I did having like a pissing contest with this guy. Our gym has gotten so stupid busy. And I went over to the leg press on Thursday. And I'm like, I had 2 sets of 15. 2 sets of 10 to 12, sorry, but partials. And so partials are like 1.5s. So it's like you go, down halfway, down all the way up. And those are soul sucking. And when you're doing like 10 to 12, like it's 2 reps in 1 rep. So it's like fucking 20 reps. Anyway, he had on the machine 4 plates on each side. That was like where the weight I did last week. And so he was walking around the machine. He was taking fucking forever. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Dude, can I work in with you? He was like, yeah, fine. And I just did his weight with my 1.5s. And I was like, this is perfect. Perfect. Thank you, sir. This is the weight that I want to push. I didn't have to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and I'm making this entire thing up in my head. I'm sure he's like, I can't let this lady outlift me on the leg press. What the fuck? Total just like regular dude. Because it is my fucking mission at Gold's Gym is to outlift every middle-aged regular man to make them feel bad about themselves and the privilege that they carry.
Just start humbling people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my mission, one by one. And I'm so excited I'm back, because I haven't done that since before prep. So in his head, he comes back over and he's like, I can't let this fucking lady outlift me. And he throws 50 more pounds on the machine. So he put on a 25. And at first I was like, what a bitch. He didn't add another 45. You're going to fucking add 25s. You're like fucking bitch. But that probably means he's not very strong and he knew he couldn't handle.
It would have been funny if you grabbed like some 10s, like, oof, just getting close here.
Oh, I may have like tried
That's funny.
super ego pissed. If he only added 10s, I would have been like, all right, let's add some more.
But that's good though. You pushed him, which is good.
I pushed him. I'm
Yeah.
here to help.
Yeah. Motivate.
Make your workout better.
Motivate.
So he did that set, and I got back on, and I lifted it. So now it's at what, 460? And I haven't touched that. I haven't touched anything close to that weight since like very early prep. And I couldn't do as soon as like I came down once, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do partials. So I just repped it. Good reps. I wasn't fucking around. I don't fuck around with my reps. Good slow reps. I got 13 fucking reps. And I felt so fucking good. And then I just fucking left. I was like, I win. Goodbye.
Nice.
So that was my win for this week.
Thanks, Beef. Cool. My win of the week was also on the leg press machine. I was in the middle of like a really like hard set.
Yeah.
And went down for another rep and let loose probably the loudest fart I've ever.
Shut up. Did you really?
Yeah. Like I was so worried I shit my pants. I was just like, oh my God. I hope I didn't just shart myself. Thank God everybody had their headphones on around me, but it was loud.
No one hears it. That's so, oh my God.
I don't think they heard it. I don't know. No, it didn't stink. Thank God. No, thank God. I was like, oh, please don't be awful.
But you didn't hear it because you had your headphones in, right? Or you did hear it?
Yeah, sometimes I have them in, but no music playing. And
okay.
I heard it. I felt it and I heard it. And it didn't like, it just felt like just a really good rip. And then I was just like, looked around after my set was done. Like I finished my set. Like I still had like 4 or 5 more reps.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, you're engaging your core so hard. Like it happens.
Yeah. And I got like my feet up in the air. Just like,
you're going into like happy baby yoga pose.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like
your legs up, like your knees in your armpits.
Yeah, prime farting position.
I mean, how do you even when you're in that position, how do you even hold in a fart? You can't even like Kegel. You can't. There's no squeezing of the butt cheeks in the leg press position.
Nope. You are in cannon mode. And and so I let the fart cannon go. I didn't do it on purpose, right? I'm just like pushing and engaging.
Happens.
And I looked around and nobody was just like laughing or anything or like chuckling.
Yeah.
Everyone had their headphones on and I was like, that was good. And then I had to like get up and walk around and just make sure I didn't like shit. Cause if you shit yourself. And thank goodness I did not. But yeah, that was my win. I didn't shit my pants. So that was good.
Yay. You didn't shit your pants.
Yes.
High five, baby. That's amazing.
Win. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have to just leave it on that note. You didn't shit your pants. Hooray.
Yep. I think it makes sense. Yeah. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.